Today I'm going to show you another free third-party plugin by TBProAudio called mvMeter2. This is a metering plugin that I use all the time. I use it to check my peaks, make sure I'm not clipping my signal. I also use it to make sure that the signal from one plugin to the other is healthy, so I get the best out of my plugins, you know? Anyways, I'm going to show you guys how I do that. Without further ado, let's get started. Yeah. All right, guys, so here is mvMeter2, and before we go any farther, I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's on and working. All right, so I have this on my stereo out right here, as you can see, and I'm using it, I have it set to peak standard. So basically what I'm doing is I'm checking my overall mix and making sure that my mix is not clipping anywhere and hitting 0, and also leaving myself some headroom, okay? And so I'll hit play again and show you what it's doing at that time. Basically, this is a left and right window, but this is your max where it gets the loudest, where your signal peaks the loudest, and this is why it's playing where it's at that moment, the peaks. Check it out one more time. All right, so that leaves me plenty of room to work with, so that's good. Okay, and I use peak standard for not just checking my whole mix, but any signal, making sure any signal is not peaking or clipping, I should say. So next, the other way I use this is for gain staging, and I do this all the time actually. So let's go to one of my guitar tracks, my heavy guitar track, and what I'll do is I'll put mvMeter2 before my amp sim, in between my DI signal and my amp sim. Okay. And what I'll set this to is for gain staging is RMS Standard. RMS Standard is basically where the signal is living at that moment, you know, the average signal. And this is great for like, you know, making sure that your signal is healthy going into your next plugin. Now, there's no exact number for this. Every plugin is different, so you'll want to check your manual. But usually I try to hit around -18, give or take, okay? All right, so basically it's a little too quiet, but but this is not the number I'm actually looking for. I'm looking why it's playing. I'm checking this out, and this is basically the ballpark it's in, -30 to -24. So it's a little quiet. So I could definitely turn up my clip gain on my DI. We'll do that later. I'll do that later. But next, what I do is I'll take mvMeter2 and I will move it in between my amp sim, after my amp sim, and before my next plugin, which is FabFilter. And I'll make sure that it's leaving the amp sim at a healthy signal, which use the output on that to do that. And then going into my next plugin at a healthy signal. So, and again, check your manuals if you want to see if that's right. Let's see how healthy the signal is. That's a healthy signal. That's what I'm looking for. Same with after Pro Q4, going into from the FabFilter into my guitar bus. I want to make sure that's healthy. And it is, it's good. Yeah, when I gain stage my whole project, before I do the master, I'll want to probably gain stage all my DI signals and every signal before it goes into all the plugins. But anyways, so yeah, there's several different settings you can go to here, but those are the two I use the most, RMS Standard and Peak Standard. All right, I will leave you a link in the description so you can go download that plugin for free. It does work with Windows and Apple. So yeah, I'll also leave you a link in the description for another video, show you guys how to download and install this exact plugin. Leave some comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think. What's your favorite metering plugin? And does your DAW come with a decent metering plugin? I'm Jeremy Haws. I'll see you guys on the flip side. You don't do anything I wouldn't do. That leaves it wide open. See you guys.